So with 4 more weeks to go in the NFL, the playoff picture's starting to take shape. In some divisions, we already pretty much know who's gonna win, and in others, it's still very tight. So let's start off with looking at the NFC East. Like I think we all like thought a couple of weeks ago that's definitely the worst division we've ever seen, and it's just terrible that one of these teams is even gonna get a playoff spot. But after this weekend with the two kind of upset wins, I think I think the Giants actually are in the driver's seat just because of obviously they're 2-0 against the Washington football team. So I kind of see the Giants getting the win and getting to go to the playoffs in the NFC East.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. Yeah, it's definitely not been the best division. Actually, yeah, it's probably been the worst division. But there's never been a dull moment in the NFC East. There's always drama with the teams involved, and it's crazy that all four teams can still win this division and host a playoff game. I would definitely have to agree with you that I think the Giants are going to be the team to win this division. Washington maybe have a slightly easier schedule. They do still have to play the Panthers and the Eagles, which are two very winnable games for them. Um, the Giants play the Cowboys, which again you would probably expect them to win. And then it just comes down to whether the Giants can win one of the games, either against the Cardinals, the Browns, or the Ravens.
That's a tough
You know,
schedule. Like that's
yeah,
a really tough remaining schedule for the Giants.
yeah, and if you asked me, 3 weeks ago, I would have said, no chance that the Giants would beat any of those. But with Daniel Jones hopefully coming back soon and the team looking, so much better than it did previously, I think they've got a real chance to win at least one of those games.
Yeah, I mean their defense is very underrated and has come on so strong. And yeah, it seems like everything seems to work and click at the exact right moment. And I mean but you have to give props to Washington football team too, especially to Alex Smith. Like what he's been doing has been remarkable. Like to just even come back and play the game, that's just like a huge accomplishment. But what he's done, like leading this team like from almost win to win, that's yeah, quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, he's the comeback player of the year without a doubt. As soon as he played one snap, he was already the comeback player of the year. Um, and yeah, he's done an excellent job, and I think it's gone to show how much coaching can really affect how well a whole team does. I mean, obviously you would take it for granted, right? But the Giants have Joe Judge, a good ascending coach. Washington have Ron Rivera. We all know Rivera's credential. He took Carolina to the Super Bowl. And then you look at the other two teams. You've got Mike McCarthy running fake punts in his own territory. You've got Doug Peterson. There's no accountability with any of his players. Although he obviously did win a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. But yeah, I've been really impressed with the coaching from Washington and the Giants, and I think that's why those are going to be the two teams to fight it out for the first place in the NFC East.
Yeah, move on to like the NFC South. I think that's kind of already set in stone for me that the Saints are gonna win the division because
Yeah,
even without Drew Brees, they haven't lost a step. Like they're just continuing to just roll over some teams, and Taysom Hill has kind of just changed the offense. Like with him, the offense just changed, but they just continue to roll on. And I mean, Tampa could obviously still at the moment at sixth seed, so they're in a good position to lock down a wild card spot, but they kind of have to maybe show everyone again that they're actually a really good team, and the last two losses were just like aberrations.
yeah, I've got the Saints winning the NFC South. Very good matchup in Week 15 against the Chiefs. I think that will show us a lot about both teams. I don't think Drew Brees will be back for that one, but still a great matchup anyway. And then, yeah, if you look at the Bucks, I would probably expect the Bucks to win out. Very favorable schedule down the stretch. The Vikings, the Lions, and they play the Falcons twice. You'll definitely expect them to win all four of those games. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see Tampa getting a wild card spot as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have such they're in the driver's seat. They have like the next game is against the Vikings, so that's going to be a really interesting matchup there because like battling it out for the wildcard spot, like with the 6th seed and 7th seed at the moment. That's going to have huge implications on how the season's going to finish for both these teams.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think the NFC South's always a division with some great rivalries. You know, the Saints and Falcons is always a great rivalry. Saints and Panthers. And yeah, I think Brady coming to the Bucs this year has kind of taken that to a new dimension. You know, Tampa haven't really been contending over the past few years, but it's really good to see them in the race for the lead in the NFC South. And yeah, I would definitely expect the Saints and the Bucs to both come out of the South and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that it's how it looks at the moment. Yeah, and I mean when you look then over to the NFC North, I mean I can really only see one team going to the playoffs there. I mean Green Bay Packers, obviously they're 9-3, but they haven't been, in my opinion, great so far. Their record is kind of, they're overrated. Like I would say their record doesn't truly show how good they are or like bad they are, I would say. But I cannot see the Lions or the Bears like sneaking into the wild card the way they've been playing these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think the interesting one will be the Vikings. Currently 6-6. We'll see what they can do. The schedule is not the easiest, but there's some winnable games there. And yeah, with the Packers, that's kind of a common thing that they're maybe slightly overrated. You know, currently 9-3. They don't have they don't even really have a good defense. Their offense is pretty dependent on Jones and Devontae Adams. But I think with the Packers, when you've got Aaron Rodgers, you know, you've got a chance to win any game, whether that's playoffs or regular season. And I'm actually going to put a bit of a bold prediction out there. I'm actually going to say the Packers are going to get the 1 seed. I think them and the Saints are both going to have 13 wins, but obviously the Packers beat the Saints back in, I think it was week 3, so they've got the tiebreaker. And yeah, I can actually see the Packers getting the 1 seed in the NFC.
Oh wow, that's, I mean that's surprising, but I mean I guess obviously yeah, if they both, but that would mean you have the Saints like losing one of their remaining games.
Yeah, I think they'll lose to the Chiefs in week 15.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that matchup. True, yeah, that's gonna be a tough test. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Breeze will be back by then, but maybe I'm not sure they would risk him like rushing him back. But maybe, I mean, you need to lock, if you can lock down the 1 seed. I guess that's maybe more important as well. But in this year especially, where they
Yeah.
don't have many fans, I don't know how important the 1 seed is compared to like other years.
Yeah, and obviously, if this was last year, the 1 and 2 seed would get a bye. With only one getting a bye this week, getting a week off to get healthy before they start the playoffs. I think the 1 seed, yeah, definitely holds a lot of importance this year. And the only real test left on the Packers' schedule is they play the Titans in week 16. You know, I would probably expect them to still win that game, but yeah, that's a potential slip up for the Packers as well.
Yeah, let's move over to like probably the toughest division in maybe all of football, the NFC West. Like this one is just so close to call. Right? We have obviously the Rams and Seattle with an 8-4 record both. So, and Arizona and even my 49ers still kind of in the hunt for a wildcard spot. So that's really tough. I see both the Rams and the Seahawks kind of shown their weaknesses over the past few weeks. So I really don't know who I would say is going to end up winning this division. But in the end, I think I probably have to go with the better quarterback out of the 2 teams, which would be Russell Wilson. So I would give a slight edge to the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's how I have it as well. I've got Seattle winning the division on 11-5. I've also got the Rams winning 11 games, but the Seahawks would hold the tiebreaker over them. They beat them back in week 10, and I think they'll beat them in week 16 as well. But my really bold prediction for this, and it's probably the boldest prediction out of all of these, I've got the 49ers getting into the playoffs with the 7 seed. I think they're going to win out their last 4 games. Washington, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. I think they'll win all 4 of those games, and 3 teams from the NFC West will get into the playoffs, and the Cardinals will be the only one to miss out.
Oh wow, that's really a bold prediction. Like, I mean, I obviously like to hear that, but I guess that's going to depend on when or if like Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle are coming back, because I cannot see the 49ers, if the defense plays as bad as they did against the Bills, win and like almost win one or two more games, especially with Mullins as the quarterback.
Yeah, it can go either way, but I mean, normally you get one team that gets hot right towards the end of the season, right at the perfect time. I mean, last year it was the Tennessee Titans when Ryan Tannehill came in. They ended up winning 7 of their last 9 and going all the way to that AFC title game. I think that's going to happen to a team this year. And like you say, if the Niners can get Garoppolo, Kittle back, maybe some of those depth players on the defensive side of the ball, I really think they could be the team who gets hot and kind of makes a playoff run.
For me, if we look at the entire NFC, I would say for me, the Saints are going to get the 1 seed, then Green Bay is going to get the 2 seed, Seattle is going to end up with the 3 seed, and then Giants in the 4th seed. And probably, I would say maybe, the Rams, the 5 seed, the Bucks, 6th seed. And then for me, the 7th seed is probably going to come down between Minnesota and Arizona, which for me, I would say, okay, let's give it to Arizona, the 7th seed.
Yeah, I've got it almost the same as you, except the Packers 1 and the Saints a 2nd seed. Then we've got it all the same going down, and I've got the Niners except instead of the Cardinals.